What's up?
All right, we are starting this is our podcast. It's nameless. There is no name for this yet.
We who shall not be named. That works for me.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
My thing was muted. See, this is what happens when you're live. I hit a button on my headset and it muted me, and I was trying to get your attention, and never mind. We're starting the podcast now. We're 35 seconds in. We are going to be discussing online dating and our experiences with it, namely plenty of fish. There's plenty of whales on there. I like to call it plenty of whales. And there's plenty of that on there. Plenty of single moms. The chicks that are actually attractive on there, normally they are like, I don't know. They will date you, and then they have like a date lined up for every day of the week, it seems like.
Well, I kind of did that at one point, though.
Did you? You would go out with like one guy on one date, and even if it went well, you still had the other one lined up?
Yeah, it's a fallback. And there was actually one day that I had 3 in one day. I'm not even lying.
You had 3 dates in one day?
Yeah, I went to the beach in the morning,
Yeah.
and then I went to lunch, and then I went to dinner.
Did you fool around with any of these 3 guys?
I did not, no.
No kissing, nothing, no hand holding?
No, that was all, they were all like first dates. So, no
First
foolage there.
No. What's the most you would do on a first date?
I mean, it really depends on the person. If it's like if it's like a really hot girl, I'd probably like do whatever I want to do.
You would do whatever. Yes, you would. Yeah, okay. You would eat at the Y.
I would.
I hear that. Do people actually eat at the YMCA? Because I hear that and I think YMCA. I'm like, they serve dinner there? I thought it was like a gym and a swimming pool.
There's vending machines. So
there is.
In one way or another, they're eating at the Y.
Okay. There's like you're like down there, you're rummaging through the vagina, and you're like, holy fuck, a granola bar. How did this get in here? I don't even care. I'm going to eat this. Thank God there's a wrapper.
Snickers that you got to worry.
Yeah, thank God the Snickers has a wrapper. I'm not going to get any, like, I guess it wouldn't matter if you were, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about, this is sanitary. At least there's a wrapper, but you're eating the vagina anyway, so what difference does it make?
Exactly.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah. So let's say, what if it was a really hot dude? What's the most you would do?
I would, probably, I'm gonna go. I haven't done it yet, but I probably would just go for it.
You would go
I don't really
all
care that much.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you lose any respect for yourself? Would you care? Would you feel depressed? Would you have to take a shower and in the fetal position, rocking and crying?
Maybe the first time.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that after that I'd be totally used to it and not care as much anymore.
I see. Interesting.
I mean, I've got needs too. It's not just the dudes that can get away with that. I mean.
True.
I know what I want.
You know what I do? I just make one standard email, and then I copy and paste it, and I send it to as many people as I can before Plenty of Fish sends me the message, hey, you can't send copy and paste messages, and then I'll delete one word, write a new word, copy that again, and do it again.
So you're a copy pasta.
I think most people are. If you ever get a message and it doesn't specifically mention anything in your profile or your name or anything personal to you, it's a copy and pasted message.
Yeah, I've gotten some of those, but some of them are kind of creative. And I mean, I'll only respond to them if they're decently attractive.
Does their job matter? Let's say you get an email and the guy's average looking, you're like, I don't know about this. I better click on the profile, and then you see maybe he's a firefighter. Do you go, hey, wait a second?
Oh yeah, I'd be like, I'm down. What's up? Are you picking me up?
Okay. So you totally care about status. You're totally into status.
No, I'm totally into uniforms.
New uniform. What if he was like a security guard?
That would work too. I mean.
How about a McDonald's outfit?
No. That would not fly with with me.
Okay.
No.
Nice. See, I hate to admit
Not
it,
at
but
all.
I just go for anybody that responds. I'm like, you responded, yes, 300 pounds. I don't care. I'm setting up the dates because that's how lonely I am.
that's that's almost sad,
Well, it
but
doesn't necessarily mean like the last one I met at Starbucks. She was overweight. I wasn't attracted to her, but I sat there for like an hour and a half. But I did not make out with her, even though I could tell she wanted me to. I did give her a hug and then begin to slide my hands downward. But I wasn't going to touch her because here's how I saved myself. I said I'm going to completely how did I phrase it? I'm going to completely grope your ass right now. And I'll say it loud so they have the opportunity to stop me so they don't feel like a whore. Meanwhile, I want them to stop me because they have an ass they have an ass that should have like a moon gravitating around it. That's how big it is. So I want them to stop me, and they do. I'm not talking about like Kim Kardashian or somebody with it. I'm talking about you. You know what I mean? These big.
yeah, like Rosie O'Donnell
Yes,
type thing.
exact. See, a lot of fat chicks confuse that. They think, oh, you like a big ass? Well, no, they like a Kim
No.
Kardashian where everything's thin but the ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of my deal over here. So I get a lot of those kind of guys that are like, oh yeah, it's cool. That's all they're looking at all night.
Your ass, guys like your ass.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
I'll admit.
I think you've sent me a picture of it, haven't you? A long time ago.
I have. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
while ago.
You should send another one. I got to. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about your creepy Plenty of Fish dating experiences. Tell me, like, what's the creepiest thing somebody has emailed you on the site?
Actually, just today I got an email from, he was a 24-year-old dude,
Yeah.
who had no faces in his pictures.
No
So they
face.
could have very well been any pictures of anyone.
Yeah.
They had no faces. And then he proceeded to tell me that he was very generous and he wanted to spoil me and do this and do that and do this. And right on my profile it says, "What are you gonna do with your life?" And it says, "I'm going to be a police officer."
Right.
And so the only thing I replied was, "You just propositioned someone who openly stated that they wanted to be a police officer."
Wow. No, he's right, because that's like when somebody goes, I'm very generous, it means they want to pay you for sex.
Yeah.
Yes. Right,
Yeah.
so, and that's probably why he had, did he, no, okay, he had his face cut out of all his pictures. Did he have like chiseled abs or anything like that? He was shirtless?
No, he had a shirt in all the pictures, but he was flexing in the mirror in all of them also.
Nice. Does that, by the way, does that do anything for you? The guy flexing shirtless. Does that inspire you to message him back?
If it's not the main picture.
Yeah.
And there's only like one of them, and he's got the right to do it. Like if he's got the body for it.
Right.
And it's not his main picture, and there's only one, then yes, it's okay.
Nice.
But if there's like 6 flexing pictures.
Yeah.
And they're all like, yeah, I can't. No, that's too douchey for me.
Too douchey. Nice. Let me tell you what, people call me a douche, and I like to say I must be because I'm always inside a vagina. That's what I say. But I'm lying because I'm rarely inside a vagina. I'm very much lying about that. I'm just trying to be cool. Hardly ever inside a vagina.
That would make me more of a douche than you then.
Are you in a vagina often?
Yes, in one way or another.
Well, when's the last time you were inside a vagina?
What day is today? It's Sunday.
Sunday? Where did you meet this girl?
Take a guess as to where I met this girl.
Did you meet her on Plenty of Fish?
I did, yes.
You did? Where did you meet her at physically? You exchanged emails, maybe you talked or texted or whatnot, but where did you officially meet her?
At a bar near my house.
You met her at a bar. Okay, and how did she look? Describe her.
She looked better than I expected her to look. She's about my height, so like 5'5", long blonde hair.
Right.
Thin, cute.
Wow.
Smelled like
Yeah.
pineapples.
Now, what smelled like pineapples? She had a special cologne on, or are we fast
I
forwarding
don't
down to
know.
where
She reeked of pineapple.
you
Like it was,
reeked?
yeah, it was a lot. It was
Okay.
a lot.
And then as the night proceeded, you're drinking, there's conversation. Who makes the first move?
Oh, me, always me.
Always you. What did you do exactly?
Well, I.
Yeah.
Well, since we're going this way anyway, all right.
Right.
So this bar is on the beach, and it has a deck to where you can go out in the sand and go to the water. And it's about midnight, and I'm like, hey, let's go swimming.
Right.
I don't want to get my pants wet. Okay, well then take them off.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
Yeah.
that happened.
Uh-huh.
And that always works for me. Like, girls
Nice.
fall for that shit.
They do. She took off her
They do.
pants, and how did you react when she took her pants off?
I took mine off, and then
Oh,
I
you
ran
took
into
yours
the
off?
water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, then we got in the water, and that's when the fun happened.
The fun happened. How much fun happened? Are we just talking about making out, or are hands roaming around the body? Are you
Yeah.
inserting digits anywhere?
All of the above.
All of the above.
All
Did
of
you
the above.
did you was there any windshield wiper action on the vagina at a certain point?
I guess you can call it that, sure.
Really?
There was a lot of action going on down there.
Oh my God! I need like a box of Kleenex. I'm gonna turn down the lights here. Slight Barry White in the background. Get a nice seductive bass tone. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah. If I wasn't on this podcast, I'll tell you what. Nice. Okay, so are you going to see this girl again, or are you like hit and run? You're like, you know what? I've experienced this. There's plenty of more on plenty of fish. I'm moving on. What do you do?
Well, see, the problem is in my area on dating sites, there's not a lot of hot girls on there.
Not a lot of hot girls.
So when I do find them,
you keep
and if they're not like stage 5 clingers, then I'm like, oh yeah, totally.
Wow.
I claim them as my own.
Nice. Why didn't you, like, next time you should videotape it, like, email it to me in an attachment, allow me to view this, just so I could tell everybody who's listening, yes, this is real, she's not making it up, it's not a pretend story.
You can judge my performance and tell me what I can improve on next time.
Like an American Idol judge, I'll critique, I'll be like, you should have inserted this many fingers. Like, I know, your neck was moving in this fashion, and you should be doing this. Like I'm giving you football plays. Move your tongue in this direction, son. Like here, flick it up and down. Like, okay, and all that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next time, I will definitely do that for you.
You should.
I totally will.
Yeah. I'm completely aroused.
I'm not crossing my fingers right now at all.
No? Or I can't tell. Are you crossing your fingers? Never mind. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So how about any creepy dude stories? Let's move on because I can't. I'm sitting on my hands right now. I can't. I have to like man the ship. I can't just abandon it to head to the shower. And,
well, do you have any creepy dude stories?
Creepy dude stories? Well, I'll tell you this. Just 2 days ago, I created a fake woman account of a girl that I've slept with before. Just because I thought it would be fun. Number one, I want to see how many guys are going to email her, and then I'll be able to grin with pride knowing that I had what they want. But I received, over the course of 2 days, I received 400. I'm thinking in upwards of maybe like 300 and some odd emails from different guys, and all wanting to get with her sexually, or either that or tell her how beautiful she is and take her to dinner. One guy was supposedly a movie director in Beverly Hills, and he wanted her to move down there with him, and so he can get her in the film industry.
Yeah, so, film industry.
I don't know, maybe some kind of, just come down. Yeah, no, it's just a movie audition. Come here. Oh, don't mind the naked girls here and the dude with the big schlong. Yeah, just
They're
don't
they're
worry
just
about
props.
them. Listen, you're going to come into my bedroom. I'm going to audition you. Yeah. Pay no
And
attention to the sign that says Cockosaurus Rex. That is not the title of the movie. It's a working title. We haven't figured out the main title yet.
and then
Yeah.
she enters the room, and it's an office with a black leather couch and a camera.
Yeah, probably.
We've all seen that before.
Yes. I wish I was that guy. I know, you know
I
those.
kind of wish I was that guy too.
I wonder if those are even real. You know, like you go on RedTube and you see the, they think they're coming in to audition for like porn,
Yeah.
get paid for it. Only they say, yeah, they're not really getting paid for it. It's not a real audition. They just happen to be the movie. Like, is that legal? Don't they have? I guess it is because I'm sure they sign forms for that. But I wonder if they're like, if they know what's going on or if they're really being tricked into this fake
I don't know.
audition.
I've seen a few where it was very convincing that it was real, but I've seen some where like I wasn't quite sure. But I kind of want to do that. Like I kind of.
Yeah. You would do that. You want to be the girl in one of those films.
No, I don't. I don't want to be the girl.
You want to be the person auditioning.
Yeah.
Auditioning them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a unique twist because I don't think the one exists where they have a woman who's making the girls audition. We should begin this. We should find a way to fund it and get it started. That could be a good business.
I feel like any man in their right mind would want to fund that.
Yeah. So if you're out there, if you're listening, you want to fund this idea, please email me on YouTube. We'll get things started. If you got to try her out, fine. I don't know how it works. Obviously, though, you're very sexualized, so I'm sure you're not gonna have a problem with it, right? Having to have a tryout.
No, it's totally fine. Totally.
Okay, nice. Very pornographic podcast, I think.
It's taking a turn that way.
I wonder how many dudes are pleasuring themselves listening to your stories of lesbianism.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Have you?
I've had that happen. Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to my fake account, the 400 dudes. My plan was to get them all to meet at Starbucks. Like I was going to tell like all of them, as many as I could, to meet me at Starbucks at like 8 a.m. on Friday. Or rather 8 p.m. so I could film the events. But it just got like they just deleted my profile because I was hitting on straight women trying to convert them to lesbianism. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Some went for it. Some of the women went for it. One tried to push for a threesome with one of her friends. But it's a fun time, and I highly suggest everybody make a fake account. Even if it's only to see like how many guys will write her and how these guys talk, so you can make sure your emails are better than theirs. And most guys have no idea how to talk to women. I have 2 out of the nearly 400 that made me fall in love with them. But only 2. But I could see why. I could see how they would get a lot of girls. That's all I'm saying. That's
impressive. I need to like see that. I need to see what that. Oh, I can't now. Huh? They deleted it.
They deleted it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. You should have like screen captured that shit before they could do anything.
I wish I would have done that. I didn't think I could. I can make a new one. I'll just make a new one and start all over again.
You know what I should do? I should make a profile for myself and go somewhere with a camera and have as many people show up at the same time as I can. You should. You should be just walk in there. Here I am, everybody, gather round. Make it like it's... they'll just be like 90 dudes in this one Starbucks, and then I'll walk in and they'll all look at me and be like, "Hi, what?" Yeah. That'd be awesome. I think they would be down for it. You know, they might think, what's going on? Is this the world? Are you is this the Guinness Book trying to break the record for gangbangs? What's going on here? They might think that if that porno crew that we're trying to hire anyway is in the area, we could just bring them on down. We'll just be like bonus movie. Yeah. I feel like I would be getting punked if I did that, now that I think about it. Would you ever do a gangbang porno film? I don't know. You don't know? It's kind of scary thinking about it, because it's like, you have to really trust them. Right.
True.
But then again, if they like mess with me, I do have weapons.
You do have like seriously, like pepper spray, or what do you carry?
No, like firearms.
Firearms. Nice.
Yeah, at all times. So yeah, how about that guy?
Groovy. Yes. Okay, so how many dates have you had on Plenty of Fish from women total? Just women.
From
How many
women?
women? Yeah, how many women have you met in total?
Maybe like 9, 10.
9 or 10, and you fool around with every one of them?
Almost every one of them.
Almost.
There was 2 that were really weird. Like, there was 2 that were like, oh my god, I gotta introduce you to my friends, and we gotta do this and do that, and I like kids. I'm like, never mind.
Right. You don't want you're not looking for a girlfriend, you just kind of want a play toy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Well, who do you prefer? Do you prefer girls or guys?
I'd say guys for sure.
Why is that?
Well,
for the obvious reason, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvious reasons. Well, like when I'm around girls, I tend to be more dominant.
Yeah.
And I don't so much prefer that. Like I prefer to be like the girl among guys instead of the guy-ish girl among girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. I see. What would you ever be with like a how about a transsexual, like a female with a penis? Would you do that?
I don't think I could do that. I think I would.
You would prefer like the butch lesbian? Man with a vagina?
No.
I'm just trying to give you the best of both worlds since you're bisexual. Like, wouldn't that be better?
Not really.
No.
Okay. No, I like really feminine girls.
Feminine girls. But what about a really feminine girl with a penis? I mean, wouldn't that just be the best? You couldn't do that? I
couldn't. It would freak me out.
But you would get used to it after a while, and you'd be like, okay, second nature.
I've never thought about it. So, I mean, I could always try and know from there, you know.
You should try it out, for sure. This might be your new thing.
Yeah, that might work.
Could happen.
Know how that goes.
Yeah, a very dominant transvestite, transsexual. I don't know the difference.
I don't know.
There's some. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, it's all the same to me. All the same. So it's online. Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like a boyfriend, or do you just want a random series of like sexual events?
I'm not looking for anything committed. Let's just say that.
No. Why no commitments? Why not?
I just got out of one. I just got out of 3 years wasted of my life that I wish I could have back.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it at all. I hated it the whole time.
Now, what did you hate exactly? Like not being able to cheat, or being tied down to one penis? Like, what was it that you didn't like?
That too. I mean, I didn't like being tied down, like feeling like I was tied down. I didn't like, as opposed to actually being tied down.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't like feeling controlled.
Right.
I kind of, you know.
Yeah.
It was too much of the same thing all the time, and I'm not too much looking for that right now. Be young. Well, I'm still young.
Well, how young are you? How old are you, rather?
Take a wild guess.
24.
Oh, because you already knew that?
Well, I knew it somewhat. I wasn't sure until I knew right after I asked it. I go, oh yeah, she's 24. That's right.
Yeah, and a half though. Give me that extra.
And a half.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. Could you? So you couldn't see yourself in a relationship with a woman, like committed?
No, never.
No, never.
Like, girls are so ridiculous. I could never date a girl.
Why? What's wrong with dating a girl? Like, how are they
drama
ridiculous?
and needy. They're needy
Yeah,
and
they are needy.
they're dramatic and like
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
yeah.
I'm not needy at all. After the sexual event, I'm like, get out of here. I gotta go eat. Get off of me. Like,
yeah, they're
I
like,
think,
oh, you wanna do
like
this
cuddle.
and do this? Not really. I just kind of want to go home.
Yeah. I see now. I can see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go like totally gay. You think? We'll have
No.
sandwiches, me and the dude. I'll ice my anus down. I'll sit on a bag of ice eating a sandwich.
Don't
Like,
go
this was
there
a really
yet.
good
I
time, bro.
want to take a test drive before you commit to that.
Oh,
so.
do you? Yeah. Okay, we'll have to do it.
Yeah,
Nice.
we probably should.
I like it. I like this podcast idea. We are nearly at a half an hour.
Oh,
Should we
that went by quickly.
Yeah, should we keep this going, or should we make this like a trial version and end it at a half an hour, just so it's like quick and to the point?
It's up to you. You're the one with the controls right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, do we have any more to elaborate on online dating?
I don't know. I mean,
I could share my stories. I don't make too many. Okay, though I met a really hot girl the other day. Like, I didn't even think she'd write me back, because, like, it's real difficult to get the attractive ones to write you back. Because, again, I made an attractive girl profile and got 400 emails. So I'm no longer offended about people not writing me back. And if you don't get written back by the hot girl, understand that it's impossible to keep up with the amount of emails. I have, like, 200. Like, prior to it getting deleted, I had 200 I hadn't even read yet. It was just crazy. But I got a response from the hot girl, only because I say I'm a firefighter. Number one, I lie about what I do. I say I'm a firefighter. I say that I have a master's degree from Berkeley. Because it's a lot easier just to lie about my accomplishments than to use game. I could be cocky, funny, and try to entertain her and all this other shit, or I can lie and make it much easier on myself.
Yeah, it's like instant success for you.
Exactly. I just lie about having status, and it all works. So I met her at Chili's. We had like a few drinks, and no, it's really hard to keep the lie going, because like she asked me what college I went to, and I hadn't even told her I went to college yet. So I'm like, oh fuck, where'd my brother go? Berkeley. Okay, Berkeley. I went to Berkeley, and she's like, oh my god, I went to Berkeley, and I'm like, fuck. And she's asking me like, did you have Professor so-and-so? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think I had that guy. And she's really, how about Professor so-and-so? And I'm like, yeah, I don't remember. It's all kind of hazy. I was drinking every day. I was in a fraternity. And she's like, really? What fraternity were you in? And I'm like, shit, I don't know the names of fraternities at all. So I go, I can't really discuss that. There's a confidentiality agreement we all had to sign when we entered into the fraternity, so that's pretty much off limits. And then thank God she didn't push me on that.
Like, do you think she picked up on it at all, or was she kind of slow?
I think when you want to believe a guy has that much status, even if subconsciously he might be lying and you think he might, you want to believe so much that you'll overlook the lies.
See, I'm not that way. I would know it. I'm very skeptical as it is, so
yeah.
I would hear the talking and I'd be like, yeah, this guy's full of shit. But I'd play along and I'd ask you even more questions.
Yeah.
Even if I had to make them up just to make you uncomfortable and be like, alright, I lied.
Nice. And then, she's talking about all the other suckers she's gone out with. I guess she uses guys to take her places and pay for things. And she's talking about how the last guy she went with was a Mexican guy. And she's like, yeah, I wasn't giving him any personal information. I knew I wasn't going to see him again. I was kind of being purposely vague about things. But, oh, yeah, we made out in his car, and I couldn't even feel his dick. That's what she said. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you didn't like him at all. You weren't going to see him again, but you're fondling his genitals. Or at least trying to. Yeah, so apparently he had a small penis. So then I'm building up my penis. I'm like, well, you know what? You ever see Jurassic Park where they try to resurrect the dinosaurs? They're trying to do that with my penis. It's Caucasaurus Rex. Yeah, Asian women run from my penis screaming. They think it's gonna like breathe fire and knock down buildings. I'm like really trying to make my penis into like mythical creature, so she'll want to see it, obviously. So like we're waiting for the check, the drink's done, and I go, we should totally make out in my car. Because she made out in her car with the guy she didn't even like, so I'm thinking she's got to say yes to this. And she's like, we should. I'm like, yes. And then the check comes, and she's like, you're going to pay for that, right? I'm like, fuck. Because I never pay for things.
Yeah.
I always either it's half and half, or I go someplace where I don't have to pay for anything like Starbucks, and they go, oh, I'm not going to get anything. I just had coffee in the morning. I have enough energy. I always try to do things for free because I have no money. But,
yeah.
Okay, so I paid, and I was going to leave a $2 tip, and she called me cheap. What, $2? And I'm like, how much am I supposed to leave? And she's like, you don't do this that much, do you? Because, again, I was trying to build up my status. I go out all the time. I'm a firefighter. I went to Berkeley. I'm constantly going out with women, but I don't know how much to tip. Like, my whole story is falling apart. But I go, okay, I'm going to leave I'm putting down $5. She goes, that's better. And then we head to my car. I make out with her, and then I put her hand on my penis. That's my move, by the way. To get the girl to touch your penis, you make out with her. You take her hand and you put it on the penis over the jeans. If she rubs it, if she fondles it, that's your cue to whip it out. If she pulls back the hand, you don't whip it out. That's how you know. So I put her hand down there. She fondles. Yeah, that's a good move. She fondles, and then she goes, oh, you are quite large, aren't you? Like, yeah. And I'm not. It's like 5.3 inches, but it's very thick. It's like the Danny DeVito of penises.
Oh, my God.
So I pull it out. She fondles it slightly, but not that much. Not enough for me to enjoy it a lot. And that was pretty much it. And then, I don't want to I'm getting a little bit too in depth with what occurred in this car, but she pulled away, and then we parted ways at that point. Never to see her again, because now she's like not responding to any of my text messages at all. She was at first.
She did exactly to you what she did to the Mexican guy.
She did. She did the exact same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess she does that to everybody, probably. She just, she meets them, she gets them to liquor her up and pay for her drinks. She fools around a little bit, enough to not feel like, to get the idea of what the guy's like and not feel like a whore, and then she bails, never to speak to the guy again.
See, you should have thrown a twist at her and be like, no, I'm not paying for this one.
I wish I would have, but, like, I was so wanting to make out with her because she was so hot that I was just, you know what, F it. I'll pay. It's $20.
Yeah, true.
Forget it. I just wanted to make out with her. But next time, I'm going to be like, damn it, I left my wallet in the car. Just 1 second, I'm going to go back, get it. I'll be back here in 2 minutes, and then I'm just going to leave. If somebody tries to make me pay, that's what I'm going to do. Never again. Never again.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just saying, there's prostitutes and hotels in this city that are $30 for everything. I paid $20 for this girl just to make out with her. $10 more. That's all it would have took. So, yeah, never again. I'm going to fake leaving the wallet in the car. Gone. Done. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. But that was the hottest girl I've met that I've been able to get to meet me. It's really hard. Again, they get like hundreds of emails. It's very difficult to get the hot ones to meet you.
Yeah.
So I took what I could get, whatever. It's a good memory. It'll live on in my head for the remainder of my years.
Which head?
Both. And my, I don't know. I'll fondly reflect upon it when I'm in the bathroom with my pants around my ankles and a balled up hand of toilet paper to wipe myself off with. I'll be thinking of that car moment that her and I shared. Yeah. That's my recreation. I have literally nothing else to do. Again, like I told you before we even started this, I've been in this recliner in my room. Yeah, I live with my parents, everybody, 31. Real winner. Now you know why I got to lie about what I do. I've been literally sitting in this recliner for like all week, like since I've been here for 2 weeks, since I moved here. Yeah, doing nothing. Like, all I do is go on Plenty of Fish and try to get fat girls to meet me. Because they're the easiest ones.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me feel better about myself that I literally sit on my couch all day on the internet trying to, like, coax people to entertain me.
Yeah. You and I are very similar, only you have a vagina, and that holds more power. You have a much easier time than me to get people over there. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, not be picky. Or I could be picky. I can be picky. That's what,
You can. You can be. I cannot. I just got to take what I could get. I got to throw everything against the wall, see what sticks. Normally it's my ejaculate. My own ejaculate, because barely I ever get these people to meet me, but a good couple of times a week I can get somebody to meet me.
That's more than other guys I've heard from that website.
Yeah? Do most not get anybody at all to meet them?
I've heard, like, there was one guy who was like, you're only the third person I've ever met. I was like, how long have you been on there? He's like, 2 years.
And you met this guy in person?
Yeah, and he was normal, too.
Was he attractive or just average looking?
He was decent looking. He was just, like, only a little bit taller than I was.
Yeah.
So
how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a height issue.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe, like, height, but how would they know from looking at pictures?
Right. That guy had no game. Why is he telling you that I can't get anybody to meet me. You're, like, only the third one. Like, thank God, because I was getting really desperate there. It's like, way to make yourself out to look like the prize, buddy. You're supposed to try to be a winner. Nobody roots for the loser. This isn't a Hollywood movie where you're rooting for the underdog. Because in real life, when whoever wins the Super Bowl is everybody's new favorite team. People like winners. You go on a date with somebody from Plenty of Fish, build yourself up, talk about your penis and how it breathes fire and knock down buildings.
Well,
talk about that.
In his defense, he was a very busy person.
Right.
And he has some crazy job. He's what's it called? Like a flight instructor for the local aviation school around here.
Is he really? Because I see him a firefighter.
No, yeah, he really is. He really is.
How do you know? How do you know he is?
Because I went to the airport with him.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch him get on a plane?
I looked at his pilot's license and their registration on the plane with his picture on it.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So there's actual proof.
Well, maybe he just went the extra mile to get some punani. He's like, let me rent out this plane.
He
Look,
didn't get any
$1,000.
So.
Well, maybe he wanted to and just failed. Who knows?
I don't know if he wanted to. He definitely did, but I was like, maybe next time.
Why didn't you give it up on the plane? Why didn't you just join the Mile High Club?
Well, not if he's driving the plane or flying,
True.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to die yet.
I
feel like
see.
there's a lot that I'm not going to accomplish.
Yeah.
Still.
True. So, are you going to see him again, or are you going to ignore his texts and just leave him with memory?
He has texted me a couple times since then. It was like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I responded to them, but nothing has come of it yet.
Nothing has come of it.
Yeah, and I feel like he's... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean, kind of boring.
He was boring.
He was kind of boring, yeah.
Right.
Like, normal, but boring.
He was boring. He was low status. He was making himself out to be desperate with the "you're only the third chick willing to meet me" talk. Shouldn't he have built himself up a little bit? Like, you're the 300th girl I've met. Yeah. It's like, I have so many dates lined up. I'm amazed I was able to pencil you in, but I did, miraculously. Here we are. You should be...
Yeah, I tried that one once. And it backfired tremendously.
Really? You tried it on somebody? Was that your line?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, you should feel lucky, because I've got so many people trying to meet up with me and they're like, what?
Did you say this to a girl or a guy?
I've tried on both.
Right. And it failed both times?
He just did, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Huh.
They're like, oh, so that's what you're doing. I was like, no, maybe.
Well, I don't think it would work that great for a girl because you're expected to be able to get a lot of guys. And I
Yeah.
think for a guy, it would work because it's harder for guys to get a lot of girls. You have to be charming, charismatic, good-looking, make money, have a status job, and women just have to have a vagina that works. And that's it. Not sewed up from like a month previous childbirth or something. Like, wait till the stitches come out. None of that. Can't have that. As long as it's functional. Huh?
Yeah. So functional. Anyway.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, though, the one person that I did meet off of there that I still talk to almost every single day because we're kind of like doing the friends with benefits thing.
Right.
He's just like you and I. Like he just moved to Florida. He does not have a job. He lives with his mom. He sits at home all day and takes pictures of things, like photographer, whatever.
Right.
And like he's the most confident person I've ever met out there, though. It's weird. So he's the one I'll go back to for all my sexual needs if I'm not able to find a suitable mate for the day or something.
So, and it's just because of his level of confidence?
Yeah.
Nice. And he's good sexually? He knows what he's doing and all that?
He does know what he's doing, which was surprising. Because he's like, oh yeah, my dad was a pastor and he's a late bloomer. I was like, oh Jesus.
Nice.
But then he showed me a few tricks and it was interesting.
Wow. There you go. Just have confidence, and you can have nothing else as long as you have the confidence. And lie, by the way, much easier to lie, but know your lies, study. I'll give you another scenario about the firefighter thing. Like, I'll say I'm a firefighter. They'll be like, what station you at? And I'll give them the like, Modesto, station number 7. Oh, do you know Rick? And they know a guy that works at that one. And you're like, oh fuck. Like, oh yeah, oh crazy guy. He's insane. That Rick, fucking animal. That guy. And they'll be like, really? Because he's shy and he hardly ever talks. I'm like, fuck. I'll be like, oh yeah, well, what I mean, let me elaborate on this. What I mean is, we never know what that guy's thinking. Possibly serial killer. I don't know what goes on in his mind. Crazy. That's what I meant. He's psycho, kind of guy that would go to his old childhood school with a gun, blast everybody. That's what I was talking about. You got to be a master manipulator. You got to be able to improv. So if you're going to say you're a firefighter, just say you work 30 miles away from whatever city you live in. That way they can't possibly know anybody that works there.
Just make sure it's not their hometown first.
Right. So I've been caught lying before, though. So it's not 100%.
You just got to be confident in your lies.
Confident. As long as you believe them, they are the truth. Nice. I like it.
I have $8 million in my pocket right now.
I should pretend to be rich. I heard a story where guys will rent like a luxurious car for the night and go to an upscale club, and they'll have like business cards and shit saying they're the CEO of a made-up company, so they could show girls proof of what they do. And like, so they'll do that. They'll sleep with somebody and then never see them again. It's a lot of money to spend. You probably only have to pay a third doing that than if you rented the high class escort. So some of them can cost. I watched a show anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000 a night. The high class.
What show were you watching?
Well, it was on Discovery ID. Yeah, but if I had the money, I would probably rent me all kinds of escorts and forego the dinner and the having to get to know them parts. Because, listen, every time I meet a girl from Plenty of Fish, I know I'm never going to see them again. Even if we make plans to. Like, I'll agree to it. Yeah, we should totally go see that movie, knowing that I'm not going to go. Because I figure they do the same thing. Look, I'm not the only guy they're talking to. They got probably all kinds of numbers in their phone. Like one girl who was a friend of a girl I met off Plenty of Fish, she showed me her phone with how many guys' numbers she had, and it's a touch screen phone, and she touched it, and then she, like, whipped it. Like, you know how you spin the wheel on, what's that fucking show that's on in the morning? Like, come on down! Not Wheel of Fortune,
yeah.
but like that, how they spin it.
What's it called?
Drew Carey hosts it. Price is Right. Right. Well, she whipped it like she was whipping the wheel on The Price is Right, and there must have been 300 phone numbers from dudes in her phone.
You should see my phone.
Really? Is there equally as many in your phone?
Probably, yeah. And like they all, it's either their screen names or a first name with a POF or an OKC after it, so I know where they're from.
Wow. Okay. Do you ever call any of them, or they're just in there in case they call you?
Well, I save them so that in case they call me or text me, like, even if I don't remember who they are, I'll be like, oh, yeah, OKC or POF, right? And they're like, yeah. Or if I'm, like, really bored and I really want to do something, like, get out of the house, I'll, like, text a random one and hope that they're in my town.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay. That's nice. See, I wish I had that power where I had 300 numbers and I can just go, I want to do something. Let me just mini, miny, mo, invite them and get out of the house. I wish I just take what I can get. I spend 8 hours on, I used to, not anymore. How dare you? Spend 8 hours on Plenty of Fish, like emailing everybody, hoping that at the end of the 8-hour period, I would have somebody to hang out with. So I used to do that, not anymore.
Okay,
I used to.
sure.
I'm talking about like last week, not this week. Yeah. Only sometimes I do that. Yeah, if I'm really bored.
I can totally see you doing that.
I think everybody does that. Every guy, most guys do it, unless they're going out. Unless they're really popular and have a lot of friends and whatnot. I'm introverted, so there goes that idea.
Yeah.
But I'm going to force myself to start going out like to bars or clubs on the weekend and physically meeting people in person, because it's a lot easier to do that than to try to any pussy can make an email. Any guy who wouldn't have the balls to approach a girl in real life can write an email. Anybody can do that. Not everybody can make themselves go out to a bar and approach a girl and have some interesting shizzle to talk about. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm narrowing the playing field.
See, that's good. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, I can't, if I go to a bar and someone starts talking to me, the kind of guy that would start talking to me is not the kind of guy I want to date.
Really?
But if I go in the bar and it's like, oh, I want to talk to that person, I definitely won't. I'm way too shy and awkward to do that. Like,
really?
Randomly, yeah.
Yeah.
Way too shy and awkward.
Yeah, the last time I went to a bar, like 3 girls approached me to talk, but I didn't approach any. I got to start approaching. And I did have sex with one of the girls. So, but she was weird and wanted me to call her my whore and like talk like to make her like completely degrade her, to, like pull her hair, slap her around, choke her. Like she was crazy.
That's weird.
And I did exactly that in her garage while her dogs were barking on the other side.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, you like that, don't you, you effing S-word. Slap. She didn't see me again after that. I think she replaced me with some other dude that she met at a bar. And that night I met her and did all that, that night I met her at the bar, she had, had sex with a guy who offered to sell her cocaine. That she met at the bar, he offered to sell her cocaine. She declined that, but had sex in a hotel room that he paid for. So we're not talking about high-quality people you're going to meet at a bar, really.
Yeah, no.
But, they're not really high-quality people in Plenty of Fish either. Everybody's messed up. We all got secret stories that we don't tell anybody about.
Yes, we do.
We do.
We do.
Oh, my Lord. What else? I don't know. Like, hopefully I can... normally, lately, though, I've been meeting girls and just making them my therapist and, like, giving them all my problems. Not even trying to get laid or touch them or anything. Merely using them as, like, my therapist and telling them all my problems in life and how life sucks and how I have problems developing friendships and whatnot. I do that.
That sounds familiar.
You do the same thing?
Maybe.
Maybe you should try it out. I think guys would make much better therapists. Because they'll want to get laid so bad, they'll sit there for
But they're
3
willing
hours.
to listen.
Yeah, they'll sit there for 3 hours and hear you talk. Like girls will just like check their watch. I really gotta get going. I got kids. They need me. They need their mother. Guys will be like, fuck the kids. Not literally, but yeah, fuck them. Yeah, tell me your story for 4.5 hours. I'll listen. Nothing else better to do. Yeah, I left a 3-year-old in the tub. Hey, she could swim. Okay? And that's it.
Oh, man.
Don't do that. I know. That was a bad joke. I shouldn't do that.
No, that was good. I don't like kids.
Really? Okay. But I don't think any 3-year-old can swim. I should have upped the age, maybe.
I learned to swim when I was 4, so don't
Really?
discriminate.
Yeah. Don't assume. Maybe. There's got to be a 3-year-old capable of swimming. A 3-year-old genius out there in Japan. Swimming, catching fish. I don't know what they do in Japan. I'm just picturing some 3-year-old with like a spear, like spearing fish somewhere.
Like 300-esque.
Yeah, exactly.
Come out of the womb with a 6-pack.
Yeah, and a little loincloth. I don't know. They probably have to do that after the tsunami. Yeah, probably destroyed everything. Everything's like the Stone Age again. They got to. Got to learn how to spear animals. You ever watch, I know I'm getting off topic. I just watched a video the other day with a lion, like ripping the leg, or rather a hyena ripping the leg off some other kind of animal. I don't know. Why did they allow that on YouTube? It haunted my whole nights. I couldn't even sleep.
You can't watch Discovery Channel?
No, not that. No, I don't want to hear, like, something being terrorized and being eaten alive. I can't watch that, but you know what I can watch? The videos on those you know, the gore websites where they show videos of people dying, getting burned alive and stuff. You know, like in those third